So you think you know what money is? You know, I did too. It's important to know what money is. If you stick with me through this video, you're gonna find out what money really is and how it works. Please like and subscribe if you like what you're hearing. First of all, let's look at the dictionary definition of money according to the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. Money is a store of value. It's a unit of account. I'm going to go into these things a little bit later in a little detail. It's a medium of exchange and it's used for payment of taxes. There's 6 characteristics that have to exist with money. It has to be legal tender, which means it has to be something the government accepts only to pay the taxes. It has to be fungible. What that means is a $5 bill is a $5 bill. Fungible means they're all the same. And if you change a $5 bill and you get back 5 singles, that's fungibility. It has to be portable. A cow cannot be money. It has to store its value. That's a critical point. It has to make sure that the value of that piece of currency or item you have continues to keep its value. It has to be divisible. You have to be able to give change. Tobacco, things like that become serious problems. General acceptance, people had to believe and trust that it has value, and more importantly, it has to be rare. Some things that used to be money, just to give you an idea, back, there was something called rhinestones, and they were in an island called Yap. And to give you 2 little stories, when the Germans came to colonize the people of Yap, they couldn't get them to work. So what they did is these huge stones they had in Yap, and that's what they used for currency. And stones, they're different, they don't look the same, so they have different value. What the Germans did is they put crosses, X's on the stones, claiming them, and what that did was that forced the people from Yap to go back to work because their currency was damaged. Also, with the island of Yap later on, a gentleman named O'Keefe saw Yap, discovered Yap, and found out that the currency, the Yap currency, or the Yap stones could be found on another island. So he bought the stones to the island, and that created inflation. There was all of a sudden, instead of being a few stones, there was a whole bunch of stones. So what happened was that totally crushed the economy. Also used for money was some of cowrie shells, and these were little shells that were unique. And the fact they were found in a lot of the part of the Eastern world, they maintained their currency basis for a long time. Tulips have been used for money. Back in Holland, there was something called tulip mania, where people would go and buy tulips, hoping, because again they were different, they would yield value down the line, so they actually invested in tulip bulbs. Tobacco has been used for money, rum. The earliest money systems, however, were ledger systems. They would just simply write down who owed what, and then it preceded any kind of transfer. It was just recorded. The earliest coins that were used, according to Herodotus, were used by the Lydians, and the Lydians they occupied somewhere in Turkey, and they produced the first coins, and that's how that became in use. Let's see. The problem with the coins is that there's something called debasement, which what you could do is take a coin that's gold and slowly add out other metals to it to devalue the currency, so people would get less gold or less silver in the coin. That became a huge problem. And they developed purity tests to see how much gold or how much silver was in the coin. The first paper money that existed was called flying money. It was in China. When Marco Polo came back to the West, the people could not believe that they actually used paper money. I mean, it was shocking to them. But if they think about money, think about the goldsmiths back in the old days when people had gold and gold was being used as money. If you had gold in your house, it would be possible someone can steal it. You could not build enough protection if each person had its own gold. So what people decided to do is develop goldsmiths where they would take the gold to one central spot and secure the gold there. Your gold would be there, much like a bank today. The problem became the goldsmiths noticed that people never came back for their gold. So the receipts they gave the people for their gold actually became currency. And the goldsmiths exploited that by issuing more receipts than gold. So think of a receipt or a paper currency as you have today. Think of it today as almost like a code check. It was supposed to allow you to go back to a bank and receive gold for your check, for your currency actually. I'd like to thank you very much for your time. Please give me a thumbs up and have a great day.